Hi, everybody, welcome back. Alright, let's go ahead and get in here. We're going to play one, and then I think Jason will be ready after that. Sorry I missed last night. I was just so tired. I spent all day. We were hanging out with one of our friends in the evening, and I spent all day just like cleaning the house, cleaning the car. It's cleaned everything. It's kind of fun though, I must admit. I'm not usually like a turbo clean person. I mean, I've never been like a full-on slob, but the house does feel better, you know, once you get all the dust out of there, you get everything cleaned, vacuum everything, wipe everything down. It actually does just have kind of a, I don't know, just a good vibe to it. Maybe I'll clean more often. I did get a little sunburn. Not like bad, but a little bit on my back. Because I was actually out during the day. Which is unusual day and age. Usually, don't go for the sunlight. Not a sunlight type of guy. But, Volibear. Oh, we want Volibear. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. What's up, Butter? Okay, let me make sure I close out of these so I don't just get random notifications. I'm getting pretty excited about TBC once those Black Falcon or Fated get on, looking at more things. Run it back, volley. Yeah, I hope so. Seraphine Neela. Did they released like a new deer trailer? I didn't look at it, but I saw it on the front page. So I haven't looked at that yet. Comet's good on TK? I mean, it would add some nice harassment. Guess we just go Rakan again here. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to do something like a Janna.
Let's dance.
Now the question is, fucking Aatrox. That champ's been a big problem. I guess we'll stick with boots. It was a little weird on Rakan, but I don't know. Try it out. Alright, so we're gonna have to get Grievous just because of that clown. Maybe I feel like I've lost to him. We were talking about this last time. I feel like I lose to him a lot lately. I don't know if Rush is necessary. Like, we're not gonna see him. Probably. He doesn't have TP until at least like 15 minutes into the game. I think it might have even been worse than that. I think it might have been 1 and 5. It was bad. And Seraphine doesn't have a ton of sustain. I don't think Neela heals. Does Neela heal? I honestly can't even remember a lot of what she does.
What was I supposed to do?
Welcome to
I guess.
Summer's Rift.
I mean, this comp would be really good with Shirelia's. Maybe I just get Shurelya's.
30 seconds until
It's kind of basic, but I mean, I really do like the
mountains like flames. Now only the embers remain.
yeah, I know it. I mean, Jinx is not like a huge threat to kill people early. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Like, I do like the build path a lot more. It's just like the item is more expensive. And if I do need this Oblivion Orb... if I do have to get anti-healing, like, early...
I can't wait to see what I'm gonna do.
then I feel like it's just going to be too late. Like, it feels like it's a real tempo play, you know?
I have got to stop talking to myself. Damn it, Zaya, where are you?
Like, you need to get Night Harvester done. What I'm trying to say is you need to complete that Night Harvester early, because that 125 damage is obviously going to matter much more early game than it will late game. So, I mean, you're not getting it for the proc damage, really. You're getting it just because it's efficient to buy. But obviously, like, the proc damage is nice. But it's hard to put a price on Shurelya's too. You know, like, sometimes you either kill them or you don't.
I got one more thing for you.
No fucking way! What is her attack speed? I guess she got lethal tempo, but she was attacking like 3 times a second or something. Wow. I feel like I may have missed a click there. I don't know. I probably could have positioned better.
I am a chronic line stepper.
Forbidden Idol is not really good on anybody, honestly. It's a garbage item, but, like, it builds into some useful items.
I'm just trying to live the moment.
It doesn't have ability haste on it, it doesn't have AP on it. It's like the most feels bad, and it just got nerfed. It's like the most feels bad support item, like, component, in my opinion.
It's just a dance.
It's just mana regen, basically, and like a little bit of healing early. Damn it, I can't believe we lost that. That exhaust really fucked us. Okay, Seraphine went middle. Guardian would have helped a ton there. I really got to work on my mouse work. I feel like it just hasn't been that great
I'm G to the D.
the last little
Golden
bit.
diamonds, boy.
Maybe it's just getting a little older, stacking up. Whipped it right there. It also is that I'm just like on a huge ass screen, so like my mouse is a lot smaller.
Running. Yeah, I should probably be running.
Didn't get my thing there.
I am only a crowded man.
least got my ignite back.
Woo! I am so into this. What is this?
Tara's inting. I don't know. That was a surprising amount of damage pretty early. Like, she was under tower. She probably just wasn't expecting, like, the amp tome Rakan damage.
Wish to kill the mortals.
I don't think it was, like, horrible. Obviously, it wasn't a great play in retrospect, but...
They're gonna try and test me?
Okay, well, Seraphine got it, and they're losing all this stuff at the tower. It would have been nice if Jinx stepped up so I could eat. Well, actually, my E was on cooldown, so I was dead either way. But I think that was probably a good trade just to get her to miss all the tower XP.
Then they will know and its fury.
Why would Volley walk there? Okay. Nice.
I got a freedom. I got a live. I got a cause. I die. That's who I am.
Who has armor shred? Vi? Yeah.
I'm gonna slap all of you. They think they can catch me.
Vi's been we got our ass kicked by a Vi, like a mid Vi. It's either earlier this week or last week.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
Step up.
Zaya
Step
says
closer,
someone
bro.
has to die.
If she would have been closer, we would have killed him. Or at least forced Psalms. People just play so far back. It's like, dude, we are very advantaged right now.
I will make them dance. I will make them hear. There's wildness in the bees and the flowers. It's just a fury human beings see.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah, I agree. People, I don't know. People just play so scared.
They ain't seen movies. Oh, crap. I hate having a bad plan.
I mean, we've got tempo on Dragon.
It's all filthy and dangerous. And that's why I love
I mean, I don't really have a great bash. Oh yeah, I do. I have, I think I just got enough for my Grievous. It's 550. But I kind of want to just help Ollie with this. Just make sure we get it. Volley should have come straight down here and like lane gank this.
Okay, Rakan. Get him watching. Burn him up.
No, 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 don't show? What? Or is he just wanting to dive? Okay. Ha! That Shin is great.
I dance because I'm free.
Damn, we didn't even lose any tempo. Like, Echo covered top.
Name one genius that ain't free.
Okay, sorry, I didn't see the typing there. Shin was telling us to shove it because he wanted to dive. Alright.
I've been kicked around since I was born. It's alright. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. I thought about getting a Mage Eyes, but... Or not a full Mage Eyes, but just get the component, but... It's better to just complete boots. All the Dragon Giga Throw teams have been doing in Pro... PG? What do you mean? Is people trying to take Dragon too early? Yeah, we're doing Kim, because Aatrox. Seraphine will... Well, it looks like Seraphine's not going Moonstone, but... We're trying it out. I have not been playing... The pre-patch is not up. Or you mean like the beta? Well, that was awkward. Oh my god! Yeah, PTR. No, I'm not gonna be playing PTR.
They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared of where I'm from.
I don't need to... I don't really see the point unless it's just like you're testing stuff, I guess. But I pretty much know what I'm gonna do, I think. Shit, really? Fuck, I'm dead, aren't I? She has ult. Wow.
Fun. I need some fun. Now.
It better be the 16th. From everything I've heard, it's the 16th. 23rd is only 1 month, and that's just like disrespectful, I think, to people on private servers if you don't give them at least 5 weeks, or on the fresh servers, I mean.
Without wild magic, we have no.
I think they said it was going to be more than a month. I think it'll be the 16th. That'll be like 5 weeks. Which I still think, I mean, we'll see, but I still think people are going to have to really bust their ass. Like normal people that work, you know, 40-hour-a-week jobs, you know, the dad guild type of thing, which I think is, you know, what our guild is. You know, it's still going to be quite a bit, I feel like.
They've never seen light
has been destroyed.
Okay. Vax is thinking about it.
Magic is supposed to be scary.
No, yeah, I don't think it's the 9th. I mean, the 16th is when I think it would be. And that would give 5 weeks.
slain. Dominating.
Time to show it.
Nice, that was good. Vex.
I get
He
sad.
has destroyed
Why
a
stop
turret.
being sad and be awesome instead? True story.
I want to get the XP on this. I know they have a control word in that rush, but honestly, it's probably not going to be that high impact.
Mission is the first step towards
Not if the lane's broken. I don't think it's worth my tempo. To get it. I mean, it would give me a zombie ward, but I think getting some of the XP on the dragon is probably more valuable.
I'm Messiah.
Looks like Jason's had a pretty rough few days. So hopefully we can get him some more wins tonight. How is Volley destroying Dragon? I don't know, man. There's just something about that champ that just seems really OP.
Feel good? Kick some ass.
Holy shit. Oh, I got torn up. I probably need to get like Banshee's third.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I'm still not entirely sure about this. I like the other three things. Biscuit's kind of whatever, I guess, but like Boots and Cosmic feel really good. Like you can't roam as early with the Boots, but it does allow you to complete your Mythic faster, which is nice. Furries greater than Scalies. Yeah.
I don't need to understand the plan.
I don't know. I wish Futures, like, didn't charge you the 50 fee, and then I think it would be worth. Like, if it was just straight up, you got to borrow gold and then pay it back.
Crap. Totally forgot my
Or at least if there was some way for you to earn it back. Like, maybe your tab is reduced by 5%. Your total tab is reduced by 5% whenever you get a killer and assist. Because, like, futures are supposed to be, like, a risky investment, right? That has the potential to pay off really well. But anything that effectively gives gold is really problematic to balance, I think.
Double kill.
I want them to see. All right.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Fire putting in work. It's stopped 430 healing so far.
An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed
I don't
a
know.
turret.
Aatrox doing 0 damage. Well, we're just blowing him up. He doesn't have freaking Death's Dance yet. I mean, I'm sure it'll probably be good later. I don't know that rushing it was worth, like, 484 is not. What the fuck? Really? Okay, I guess they had that randomly warded, or she just randomly checked it. Personal, that wasn't even her Q. Or her ult, whatever. What are we doing? We're like throwing.
Revolution. And it's good time.
Alright, I'm probably gonna go Banshees next.
Unstoppable.
The DD is kind of useless since Jinx will be doing physical. What do you mean? It gives armor.
If you weren't a little
I think it's worse against magic, right? Yeah, I think you're right, Kat. Aatrox is ignited a lot too. Yeah, I don't know. Especially because Seraphine didn't go Moonstone. Got pretty good vision.
Zaya! Hey! Damn, where is she? I hate it when she leaves.
Really?
Zaya told me to improvise. At least, that's the only part of the plan I remember. I'm gonna burn this place down, then help them build it back up, so I can burn it again.
I got CC'd pretty hard. Actually, did I get CC'd? No, I guess I just didn't have flash. No, yeah, I talked about it earlier. I didn't do Night Harvester because we were trying out Putrefier. Tiny said he thought it'd be, or Butter said he thought it'd be a good idea because Neela supposedly has a lot of healing, and then Aatrox, but I don't think it's panned out. That was an interesting idea, but I just don't think the numbers are there.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I think maybe like, you know, second or third item. She's like I said, Aatrox is the main draw, right? And you weren't really gonna see him until 15 minutes into the game or later.
I'm here. I am so gone.
Next adaptation. Yeah, you almost never want decat. Like the idea. Of decap is nice, like just a big item with a lot of AP, but the reality is it's just too expensive. And it just requires a lot of scaling to make it viable.
I am definitely more confident in dangerous situations.
I mean, something like a Mage Eyes is probably an item I should look at more often. I would almost certainly want to go Guardian.
This looks like another dangerous situation.
If I was going to do that to help protect me more. I'm still not entirely sure about Glacial. Oh, the damage blocked is quite a bit now, actually. Usually the damage is not that high. Like, it's probably not as high as Guardian would be, but it should be lower because you have that extra utility of the slow. Can I fucking move? Holy shit! Alright. It feels so bad when you get CC'd as Rakan. Because you're just so used to being able to move.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
The ward thing? No, well, I wouldn't say never, but it's rare. I think, like, as a third item, maybe. Usually it's one of two situations. Either, like, I have no item slots left, and I just have gold that I want to spend, or, like, we have a really specific tempo buy. Like, I just happen to have 1100 gold on a back before we're about to fight for Baron. And I just, instead of a Kindle Gem, I just get that item. Only if it activates and gives you all the little stat bonuses. I think it's like level 13. But yeah, it's not a typical buy. Okay, well, we defended the demotion game. I think that was a demotion game. So that's good. That's a big win. Ooh, Dynasty's Diamond 1. Will he get to Masters? He's really close. He's at 84. Yo, what up?
What up?
Alright. Time to diff and miff these kids. Oh shit, where'd I go? There we go.
Hell yeah.
About to dilf these kids, y'all know what I mean?
That's right.
I do not. Please elaborate. Alright, we're gonna get the civvy. The civvy. Gonna get the Sivir. I know, we just, yeah, it just doesn't... Yeah, it's a pretty low sample size, but... Well, it depends on his account. One of his accounts, we have a pretty high win rate, but the other one, we don't. It's kind of weird. And some of those are flex games, too, which are... hard to say.
You have the heart of a weakling.
I mean, it was weird because, like, when I only played like 3 or 4 games with Nasty too, that other support content creator guy years ago when he was I don't know if he was Challenger at the time or not, or Master or something. But we were playing with him in Gold, and I think we went like 1-3 or something one night. I was trying to do a collaboration with him, and it's nobody cares about collaborations on at the time. I don't know, like they do sometimes, but it just didn't seem to make that big of a difference. Rip Nasty. He's back. I think I saw some tweet. I think he got back to Masters or something, or he may have gotten back to Challenger. But yeah, he's been like super inconsistent over the last few years in terms of like content creation. Like he just hasn't really done very much. I think he had a lot of school and some other stuff going on. I think he didn't like even play League for like a year. Yeah. But then he's maybe making a comeback. I don't know. I never really, I haven't kept up with him too much. It just randomly showed up on my Twitter. Good for him, though. Yumi. He's annoying. Alright, I guess it's just Rakan.
Let's dance.
He was working at G Fuel. Oh, okay. Is he like, is he selling it, or is he some kind of doing something technical, product development,
You get
marketing?
pumped for your WoW stuff.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
it's gonna be exciting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the enhancement shaman.
what?
Yeah,
That's like a. That's like I didn't expect that.
it's like a 180. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they the guilds we're doing on Fresh is they had a ton of healers already.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'm going to do a DPS. And I was looking at Warlock, and they just haven't been doing that well on the beta. There's like a few things that are bugged, blah, blah, blah. And then I watched some enhancements. Like, I was just looking at it like every DPS, just looking them up. And it looks like it's got one of the harder sort of rotations of the game. It looks really fun. And then they're doing really well. If they're played well, they're doing really well.
Right.
So, and I've never played a shaman, so it could be fun.
I know one of our friends in high school played a shaman. He really liked it.
Yeah. Supposed
I
to be
think that
pretty
was
good.
during
So.
like, it was during like Wrath and what's the expansion after Wrath? Is it like Burning
Cataclysm?
or Cataclysm? Yeah.
Yeah. What percent are you at right now?
86.
Okay, I'm at 11. I'm gonna reload.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's cool because there's a lot of kind of like theory crafting with it too, because people have thought, well, what if you get like more spell power on them? Because a lot of their damage is spells, so some people have been getting some spell power items on them.
I feel like Wrath seems like it'd be fun to play.
Yeah, I never played it, and it does look good.
I know a lot of people argue that Burning Crusade was really good, but some people even say that Wrath was like one of the best times too.
Yeah.
Wasn't Cataclysm like a...
That was the one that was really divisive, where
Yeah.
a lot of people were hating on it.
Right.
I am doing a fresh Wrath the Lich King. I'll be streaming some of it. And I'm like 99% sure I'm gonna do an enhancement shaman. And I might do I might heal some too. The healing, I wasn't sure about shaman healing. I thought it was just like chain heal spam, which it's still a lot of chain heal, but they added some more things to it that look kind of fun.
You see this cape?
But yeah, it's primarily going to be enhanced, and then if they need me to heal,
Damn, I'm sexy.
I could probably do that. Isn't enhanced rotation just auto and cast shock? I'm not sure if you're trolling or you just actually don't know, but yeah, it's way more complicated than that.
They will see my dance.
There are like a lot of
They will know
different spells on different cooldowns that you do in different situations. So you've got your shocks, you got your flame shock you want to keep up, you got your earth shock, which is just kind of like your filler shock. You have storm strike, 8-second cooldown. It increases the damage of your next. Okay. So you got your storm strike, 8-second cooldown, increases the damage of your next 4 nature spells by 4 seconds. So you want to keep that up. And then every auto attack gives you a chance to get a stack
Minions have spawned.
of this. I don't remember what it is, but a stack of this resource. And then once you get 5 stacks, you get a free lightning bolt cast. So you want to be casting that every time it gets to 5 stacks.
Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
And then every 3 seconds, you want to cast Forgot what it is, but it's basically this AoE fire explosion thing that comes out of your fire totem. So you need to cast that every 3 seconds. What's that, 5 different things so far? I can't remember the rest of it. Oh, Lava Lash every 6 seconds. You can do Lava Lash instead of one of the shots. Or no, they don't share a cooldown. The shots share a cooldown, but the Lava Lash doesn't. So that's another 6-second cooldown, which you do that if you don't have anything better to do. Yeah, Fire Nova. It's not a totem anymore, though. I think it's just Fire Nova. And when you get masteries and glyph it, it gets down to 3 seconds, and it's apparently a lot of damage. I haven't seen a lot of people that have talked about using the lava wave or whatever thing. But I think it looks really good. I don't think you have to be all the way down elemental for that. I think you just get a bunch of stuff that enhances it. But the thing about that ability, it's like a 2-second cast or something.
Humans claim it's theirs. Sends us away.
So typically you wouldn't want to cast it, but I think it's guaranteed to crit if you have a flame shock on the target or something. And if you get a spell crit, then for the next like 8 seconds you get 9% more melee crit. So I think it's worth weaving in just to guarantee that you get the extra melee crit. And it does a shitload of damage. It's a free crit on a spell that has like 1500 base damage and pretty good scaling. So it's like double Shadow Bolt damage. Yeah, so I mean there's a lot, and I'm sure there's stuff I'm not even remembering. And there's a lot of procs. You get like Flurry, which gives you like fast attack speed. And as far as the theory crafting goes, there's so many stats that are good on them with that build that trying to min-max it is crazy, because you get 30% of your attack power turns into spell power. So that makes attack power really good. 100% of your intellect becomes attack power. And you get like plus 10% intellect, so intellect's like an okay stat, it's not completely worthless on him. And then hit rating applies to both spells and auto attacks, and physical. Haste applies to auto attacks and spells, and crit applies to both attacks and spells in Wrath, so I'm not sure why they back so early.
Humans made promises. More than I can remember. They kept none.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one kind of critique is they don't use like the armor pin later, and a lot of the armor pin champs are really good in ICC, but apparently Warlock's not as good in ICC either, and I'm not sure why, but just none of the stuff I was looking at. I think it's really just like, but some things are just like really different too from what people are saying.
I'm here. I'm going. I am so going.
But yeah, so you got a lot of choices, and if you consistently make the wrong choice, it can be tough. You know, you might see a situation where, okay, you've got your lightning, you've got your 5th stack of lightning available, but you also have your Storm Strike, which would increase your lightning damage. It would increase your lightning damage if you did it, but then you also run the risk of, if you do Storm Strike first, during that cooldown, you also run the risk of getting an extra lightning stack that would go to waste, because you're already at full stacks.
on G to the D.
Is a common example, so you have to try to decide what you're going to do there. Or, you know, if your flame shock's not ticking, you're losing damage there too. Oh god. Yeah, I missed my knock-up on the Diana. I was like 1 pixel away. That's rough.
They want us in cages. We refuse.
Darius fucking ran there. Wow, he didn't even have TP. Hey, what's up, Oscar?
Yeah, me got dragged too.
Yeah.
You weren't a little frightened?
Series getting fed. Are they gonna overstay or are they backing? Back, I think.
I will make them dance. I will make them hear.
Yeah, it's something like 8 different spells, there's many of which are on different cooldowns, so you gotta figure out
They're
what to
scared
do.
of darkness.
Then their AoE rotation's a little different
They are
too.
scared of where I'm from.
They apparently have really good AoE.
Vision is the first step to understanding. I don't want a world that's safe.
What the hell is this? They placed like 3 control wards by 8 minutes, including the jungler, like... Really? It's like jungler is just shadowing them so hard. Like clearing all the wards, like... She's not even going for camps. How is she ahead in CS of Trundle? She's literally just sitting bot. Like, helping them clear wards. Can we kill him? I think we're too far behind. Well, she doesn't, but does she need to, like, clear her camps? I mean, get the hell out of here. She was sitting here for like 30 seconds fighting me over vision. Man, it's good for us, I guess. Trundle was like working top. She's like running circles around this Trundle while like just messing with us.
An ally has been slain.
My cloak right? Yes, it is. This is magic that's wild. I'm just here for the party. I am a chronic line stepper.
God. This champion's so freaking good.
I don't need to understand the plan. I trust my life.
I was gonna say I wish Trundle would gank, but he can't like do anything. I guess he's got pillars, she can just like jump over the pillar though.
I'm gonna take all they got.
And we're not getting to threaten the Yumi.
Come on. I'm gonna turn this place down, then help them build it back up, so I can burn it again.
What the hell?
Human talk about their treaties.
Why would she do that? Did she just
An
mess up?
enemy has been slain.
She just trolling?
The world isn't about collecting stuff. I can't because I'm free.
An ally has been
There,
slain.
okay, she's coming back down. Is she gonna try to go over the wall at us? No. That's legal? I mean, it is when we got this trundle in our jungle, I guess. It's like complete disrespect. Maybe they had vision on
I
him,
dance
but...
because I'm free.
Yeah, then you also have your elemental totems, like you got your fire and your earth totem you can bring out to certain situations. I was trying to think, like, because a lot of the totems are raid wide.
They will remember
And if you have like
my name.
multiple enhancement shamans, like what unique utility can you get? But you can use like the disease cleansing totem or grounding totem, trimmer
Your team
totem.
has destroyed a turret.
All of those are situationally good. You could also put down just the like healing stream totem,
Bring it all.
because there aren't a lot of water totems that like are gonna be good that you can use. But yeah, just that little bit of extra healing. Especially if you're going spell hands, which you should be early.
Magic.
How did she hit me? I guess she just autoed. Okay. She's gonna fucking attach. He is such a fucking disaster. Okay.
An enemy has been slain.
Alright, well, that was good. Would have been cool. I mean, I guess I should have just stayed back more. I thought she wasn't going to be able to hit me because people were body blocking the cube, but then she was auto-attacking.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to
Her little
entertain
zap.
myself.
I think I could have gotten out. I'm not 100%. I mean, maybe Yasuo just kills me on the way out. Hey, what's up, Taku?
The only way to understand magic is to plunge into it. Move,
An ally has been
dance,
slain.
and dance. If it don't get out of control, it ain't a party.
I think Shamans should be pretty fun to level too. I've never leveled one, but I think they're one of the faster levelers. Thoughts on the new Deer? I haven't looked at it yet. I saw there was like a trailer for it, but I had a lot of stuff going on today, and I wasn't able to look at it. It's my daughter's open house for kindergarten. Teacher seems pretty cool. I like the positivity. There was one room that was like we looked at before that was they had like an almost 10 commandments kind of thing, but it was negative. It was like I will not do this, I will not do that, and I don't know. It's just like nails on a chalkboard to me. I just think that's really bad way to. It's just bad leadership in general. I think you want to focus on positive things and what people should be doing rather than negative things. So I like that she was much more positive. I mean, I don't know if the other one's necessarily like overly negative.
Ally has been slain.
Should I? Yeah.
Can you me?
When you open
What? God, I got fucking gerbated so hard. I thought that was you out of the corner of my eye coming down for the flank, but it was the, yeah, so I shouldn't have gone. I mean, definitely without Jason, I should have gone, but even if that was you, I probably still shouldn't have gone. No, I'm not gonna believe that. It's just really, really dumb. Like, he's trying to protect a tower that's obviously gonna die. And he's, like, playing Trundle, trying to just run at Aziri, who, again, can just, like, jump over his pillar.
And it's good times.
It's really dumb. And I definitely shouldn't have tried. Hey, what's up, Brad? Saw you're closing in on Masters, man.
I've been
Yeah, I saw
kicked
that shit
around
too.
since I was
Yeah.
born. It's alright.
Good luck.
It's okay. I'm staying alive.
Yeah, Roach was almost there also. Several of the boys cranking.
I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean,
I'm not sure if it's
seriously.
worth revealing my location to pop his shield or not, but... Oh, we can get him? Yeah?
Can't stop me.
Shut down.
I'm at like 1 HP. If she just throws some random shit over that wall, I'm probably just dead. I'm just gonna back. What?
If Zaya says someone has to die, they die. And they deserved it.
Dual wielding and Wind Fury. Yeah. That's another thing. Like, you don't use Wind Fury early on. Or like, by early on, I mean, in like the early raids, you use Flame Tongue weapon. Not, that's not in TBC though, that's, Wrath. It's situational. I did have a lot of success on it. Obviously, it's best if you can snowball the lane. I'm trying out, going Glacial with boots. I know, like, the boots on Rakan is kind of weird, because you want your boots early. Getting free boots, that is kind of weird,
looks
but
like another dangerous situation.
it does give you your Mythic 300 faster. I'm not sure. We'll try it out. Like, the damage is really nice, if you can snowball with it especially, because, yeah, the big problem with going a traditional Shurelias is you have to stop and get, like, mana regen. You gotta stop and get a Fairy Charm and a Kindle Gem, and you just don't get a lot of AP to keep your threat up in the lane.
Has been destroyed.
So I do believe I've been winning the lane a lot more with this build when I get it. It's just like very cost efficient. Like that's the big thing is you have much better back timings, much more consistent threat,
I got
and it's like 110% efficient. Versus if you discount for the mana regen because it really doesn't do anything in a fight outside the laning phase. If you take away that discount, it's only like 70% efficient on the like traditional support items. You're paying like 2,500 gold for 1,900 gold in stats versus with Harvester you're paying like 3,200 for like 34 or 3,500. Yeah, I mean the burst damage is nice. I'm talking like just the stats though, even without the active on it. But yeah, obviously the active is really good early. The 125 extra burst, they're going right there.
Shut down.
I can't wait to see what I'm gonna do.
slain.
I need some fun.
Okay, there she is. Should be good. Fuck! How? I guess she's still just attached. Is it? It's resetting. I think we don't have time now, but we did get an extra kill. Did she flash on me, or? I think she just is able to double jump me. Did you hear about Russia gave 9 years to an American citizen? What do you mean? Like in prison? In Russia?
What's that girl that, or isn't somebody in the NBA or women's NBA?
Yeah, that's what someone said. WNBA player.
Yeah. I
don't know. I haven't really kept up. Okay, Yumi doesn't have. Okay, they got a lot of healing though. I gotta.
They ain't seen moves like mine.
I gotta do it. Yumi's probably gonna get Moonstone. She could get Shirelia's, but.
Zaya, hey!
Why the hell is an American citizen even in Russia? Given everything that's going on, man. I mean, like, World War III could be any day. Like, it seems really dumb. I mean, maybe some people really have to be for their jobs or whatever, but...
An ally has been slain.
Are they gonna do drag? I mean, they might come up here. I don't know if we're gonna do it fast enough. Yeah, we might, yeah. Okay, yeah, we got it.
Nice back, right?
Yeah, just that's worth. Traded a kill and got there.
The humans call it battle. It's just a dance.
Weed oil? Oh, they were flying through Russia and they were trying to like travel with weed, which I guess has a stiff penalty in Russia. Oh, well, that's their fault. I don't know. It's really, you shouldn't be trying to travel internationally with fucking drugs on you.
You would think.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, it's 100% her fault.
Wherever you're going, man. Well, I guess not wherever, but
impatient.
It's like surely you can make it through your flight without weed and then just like get some wherever you go. I mean, 9 years for weed is dumb, but like, it's their country, it's their rules, man. Like,
I agree, it is dumb for 9 years. It's silly.
Not 9 years is excessive, but at the same time, like, you just shouldn't do it. Like, you don't need to do it. I mean, that's just their. If you're going into their country, that's their law. That's their rules. Like, you gotta respect it.
Look good, feel good, let's kick some ass.
Alright, so we're doing a 1-3-1. We gotta be careful here. We gotta make a match Trundle or Gnosis first.
When I get sad,
yeah.
I stop being sad and be awesome instead. True story. There's wildness in flowers.
enemy has been slain.
Okay.
Ooh, that's pretty
Yeah.
Maybe it was as fun as you said.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
We can actually do this 1-3-1. I think it's better for us.
Yeah. Sivir? Did she not even see him? She like lost 3 auto attacks she could have had on him at least. Fuck. Why the fuck is he moving so fast?
The universe loves you.
Oh my god. I mean, I know Yumi speeds him up, but Jesus.
Shit, he might kill him. Oh my.
Has been slain.
I dance so fine, I kill.
Yumi is pretty freaking obnoxious in these games. Late game. Yeah, no, actually he doesn't have PD. It was just straight up the Yumi was speeding him up like 1,000,000%.
Bleeding. My lady's
Damn it.
gonna
Or, we need this dragon.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is water.
What the fuck was that? Okay, that was more burst than I thought. Damn it, I should not have been scratching my nose when I tried to put that in there. Yeah, I haven't looked at the Udyr rework yet. Demonic Embrace on Nasus, eh? Died way too many times this game.
Likewise.
That is a thing too that I've noticed. Like, I do die more with this build instead of going like the double defensive items.
Humans think that to believe in something, you have to be serious.
Something like the I
That's
can't
the
remember the
problem.
name. It's not Eclipse, but the one that increases damage but also has defensive stats. Okay, yeah, it should be Baron.
They're gonna try and test me?
There's 2 dead.
Yeah. Yeah, going for that plus like Knight's Vow or something, I feel like I die a lot less. Laning phase is worse, but I don't know, I was winning a lot with this AP build though. Like, it definitely feels a lot better on snowballs.
Humans will never understand our kind until they hear the song.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I do need to be a little more careful. You get the offensive items. But I mean, I feel like I just get hit by a lot of the same stuff. I just can't live through it as much. I'm not sure why Sivir backed while we had all this pressure. But we gotta wait on her to push that bot, I guess. Alright, maybe I'll ban Yumi, man. I'm just so fucking sick of this champ. Like, all this movement speed it's giving everybody.
I am definitely
Mouse has got ended.
Yeah? That is good. people just are not pressuring her enough in lane.
Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
At this elo especially.
Your team has destroyed a target. An enemy has been slain.
Alright. I've got...
Uh,
Yeah, let's just back it up.
I think we kill them.
If Diana didn't roll up right there, maybe, but she rolled up like
Yeah.
right after I pressed ult.
Have no future.
Damn, even though they have Water Dragon, it's still only done 1300 reduced healing so far.
I have got to stop talking to myself. Damn it, Zaya, where are you?
I could do Crown as an AP item, I guess. I hadn't really thought of that. I could look at the,
Humans claim it is theirs. They fence
what's
us
the
away,
AP on it?
covered
Is it at least
with
80?
roses.
I could look at it. I mean, that would help with defensive stuff, obviously.
I do not wish to kill the mortals. I want them to heal.
Yeah, come out then.
Get myself back. Woo! All right.
God, these Yumi fights are annoying.
Yeah, she's really obnoxious.
I'm backing.
Okay.
I was getting death tap, so.
Okay. Yeah, we just have pressure like in all three spots, but we probably should.
Got Elder in a minute. Need to-
It's all filthy and dangerous. And that's why I love it.
Give me a fucking jump! Holy fuck! Dude, are you kidding? I cannot believe it, dude. I was running for like 5 seconds towards her. Just like under zero threat. God, it's so fucking tilting.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I guess let's get Banshees. Try to. $70 ability power, huh? I'll have to see what the cost is. I mean, it's got the mana on it, but it's a cheap item. It's like 2,800 gold, so the mana is like almost free at that point. But it doesn't have any proc damage.
Enemy double kill. Shut down.
Like, not giving me that jump, I'm not even exaggerating. It may have literally cost the game, because I'm not going to be there for Elder. Like, I'm 10 seconds late, because I died. And I don't think it was unreasonable for me to just clear that ward, because she should have been able to give me the jump.
Only as wild as
And she's standing right there. I mean, maybe I should just bank on her having her minimap
Your
disabled.
team has destroyed a turret.
I'm here. I'm gone. I am so gone.
The enemy's inhibitor is respawning soon.
Magic is supposed to be scary. Love is supposed to hurt.
Yeah, I just need to push up mid, I
Ecstasy
guess, and then
needs a little
you can threaten.
Might be able to take a look at it.
Probably have to get this inhibitor.
Oh my god.
I'm G to the
has
D.
been destroyed.
Golden diamonds, boy. Woo!
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Rampage.
Okay, Rakan. Get them watching. Burn them up.
Wait, what the fuck is... Did she switch to AP? How is it doing that much damage? How is Yumi's ult also back up? I guess we just fucking lose. Wow. I think I might just ban Yumi. I think I've lost to Yumi a lot lately. Historically, I've beaten her, but like... Maybe with just the durability... We just can't, you know, they're never going to stop adding champions, man. It's part of their financial model. They have to add new champs. I think it's at a pretty recent pace. I mean, they're aware that Yumi is a problem. They're just refusing to adjust her in the way they need to. So I don't think that matters if they do new champs or not. Like, they know most people hate her. Yeah, Zeri plus Yumi looks particularly egregious. Yeah, I mean, of course, people Americans aren't going to like that, seeing an American jailed for 9 years for something that's, you know, in theory, not a big deal, but it's all, and especially because it's Russia, too, because everybody hates Russia right now. But it's just like there are so many things that, like, really shouldn't be traveling through Russia at all, period, right now as an American. But then definitely should not be traveling through Russia with weed on you as an American.
What, you can't do that?
I mean, there's such a high chance you're gonna get caught too, like, aside from the fact that whether it's right or wrong, like, you have to know in your head, like, hey, they're gonna search my shit. In international airports, especially with a hostile nation, right? And if stuff does go south, they're not going to take it easy on me. You know, there might be some of our, you know, allied, if something like that happened in, I don't know, the UK or Canada or like Mexico or something, you know, maybe if there's a lot of public outrage about it, you know, maybe they'd let them go. They ain't going to let them go in Russia. And I mean, we'd have to make some kind of trade, maybe. Say, hey, we'll give you back this general, but like, we can't even, because we're not even technically in the war. Like, Ukraine's got all that stuff. I mean, they might let him go. We have, like, extradition stuff, or, like, tell them to bring him back to us and let us do the sentencing. I mean, it's unlikely. Like, they probably still wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, it's even worse that it's a place that's hostile. Yeah, I mean, China's not a popular nation either right now. Fortunately, you're talking about Hong Kong. I hadn't even really thought about Hong Kong in a while. You got Taiwan. It's kind of the big one. But yeah, I mean, over in China, you have Taiwan, Hong Kong, and that desert province where they've got the, basically, concentration camps. In addition to everything else they've got going on. Yeah, China's not great either. But Russia is the one that's like right now causing the most active disruption. Like if they ended that Russian oil, like food and gas prices would probably go down like 30% in a week.
Would be nice.
Yeah.
Food's crazy, man. I know we talked about it before, but
Yeah. It's yeah, everything's just freaking nuts right now. I was looking at Walmart. I was gonna stock up on I was gonna see if there are any board games for the house. Having to be there, and it was like Settlers of Catan was like $60, and like Sorry or something, the board game was like almost $30. I'm like, why the hell are these things so expensive? I'm getting rid of UV. Fuck that channel.
More of a
Tired of
dog
losing to
person,
her.
huh?
They're gonna do a prisoner swap. That's what I was thinking. If they can do that, like, yeah, Biden will probably pull some stuff to get her out, but Mad Lad Putin. Yeah, I'm not sure about this glacial. Like, I might go back to just try basic Rakan here. Yeah, I guess they can. We have hooked Ukraine up with like tons of shit. We can tell them, hey, Ukraine, like, give them one of their officers or something if they release her. And then we'll do you a solid by sending you some more missiles. Something like that. We'll bail her out for, you know, $100 million worth of weaponry or something. Let me see, like, Cecil hasn't been doing that much. I feel like you just lose too much durability if you don't have Guardian. Like, it really does help. Saves other people too. Like, Glacial's cool, but I guess no pun intended. Or maybe intended, whatever. But, not intended, but I'll take it. We got everything here. What? Fucking Nautilus. God. Do not like these matchups, but let me go. Do something real quick.
Nothing important should be
Welcome
taken
to
seriously.
Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I mean, they could invade with Nautilus, so I gotta be careful here.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is water and air.
It's almost just a visual update, slow and immune block CC, not that big change. Yeah, I haven't looked at it, so I can't really comment on it. Maokai, I don't know what Maokai's win rates are. It could be
They
okay.
ain't seen moves like mine.
Another TK game and Sigma Male Giga Chad win. Who's playing TK? What?
Minions have spawned.
Oh, you just played it?
They want us.
I mean, I would consider playing TK in a Nautilus, but he last picked it, so... Even Shroud, there we go. Yeah. I mean...
I got freedom. I got a live. I got
Frost Queens would be okay here too, but like if I get CC'd by Nautilus, at least he'll get the debuff. For the even Shroud. We should have plenty of damage. Is this the same Trundle or is this different Trundle?
I think different.
I will make
Okay.
them dance.
I mean,
make
that
them
previous Trundle
cheer.
was okay. Having to get the Grievous item feels pretty bad though.
I don't need anything.
Fuck, I thought I leveled up my W. Damn. Old man reflexes. I had my Q leveled up though. I tried to W him and then I was gonna level up mid-flight my Q, but went for Q first. Just would have been doing lately just to get some heals, get some procs. But yeah, we should have been able to force that Nautilus flash right there. If I didn't fuck that up.
Look right. Time to show it. Don't leave nothing. Bring it all.
God, so close.
What you doing?
Hey, Dinah's headed bot.
Okay.
If it don't
She's
get
on
out of
scuttle,
control,
bot scuttle.
It ain't a party. Everyone's in someplace. I dance because I'm free. I'm so fine, I gotta kiss myself.
Yeah. Still here.
I can't die looking this good.
Swain's coming down.
Okay.
I am definitely more confident in this.
Party in the bot lane.
Our magic is a fury. It is a song you cannot resist.
Who not else is there?
First,
Where? Oh, right there.
I got a
feel
ward
like
for
my
that.
allies
Open
aren't
it.
recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean, seriously. Rude.
Shit, I missed the back one.
Yep. If I'm gonna This around since I was born. It's all right. It's okay. I'm staying alive.
Share this XP. Hey, what's up, Its End? Yeah, this is, oh, shit. Wow. Yeah, it's my lowest rank in a while. In like 7 years. But we've been playing a little better the last couple of weeks.
An enemy
There's
has been
wildness in
slain.
the bees and the flowers.
An ally has been slain.
I should have just W'd away. The Nautilus hooked me out of my W. I didn't see the Diana flanking till it was a little late, too.
Claim it is theirs. They fence us away. Refuse.
Oh, hit a cone. Yeah.
I think they underestimate my charm. How is that even possible?
I don't know that it was free, but it was an early
Humans
trade.
will never understand our kind until they hear the song.
Well, it's just that you only get 14 LP per win, basically, after you played 50 games. Versus you used to get at least 20, sometimes 22. Yeah, you had to do a series, but
They will remember my name.
it just really slows you down hard, especially if you go on a win streak. You just don't get nearly as much. Like the win streak we were on last week, if that would have been a season or two ago, I would have, you know, gotten 2 divisions, but I only got like 1, it felt like. Need to make tank supports relevant again. I mean, I think they're still pretty good. Like Nautilus, I guess.
If Zaya says someone has
They're trying. I don't know pro. Like the melee tanks, the Braum and Tom are...
An enemy has been slain. An ally
They're not really
has
bringing
been
those back.
slain.
Braum, Tom, TK. Yeah, so that's a pretty diverse mix. About what you would expect.
Okay, Rakan. Get him watching. Then burn him.
Oh, you forgot Rakan too. I'm almost positive Rakan's gonna be
I trust
high impact and up there. I haven't looked, but there's like almost never a meta where he's not top 5.
I'm offended by how
An ally has been slain.
Well, Tom is, yeah. It's basically just for Senna, I would imagine.
They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared of where I'm from. Gotta get myself hyped. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Woo! All
Did
right.
they kill anybody yet? We got all their stuff. Diana might be here though.
She just got a Herald, I think.
Oh, okay. Swain.
Swain's almost dead.
Okay.
Fun. I need some fun. Now. right way. It's awesome.
Oh, they're doing drag. They're rifting the dragon.
All they got. That's the last. Throw it away.
But that's not my thing.
Shut down.
I look around these forests and I see you.
An ally has been slain.
Not really a lot I can buy here.
Should I be running? Yeah, I should probably be running.
Killing spree.
I'll have to look and see. I highly, I mean, are we talking like most played, or are we talking like some combination of most played and highest win rate?
Shut down.
Were you talking play and ban? Dude, I fucked up. If Nautilus would have hit me with that hook, he almost could have gotten out. Because did you list Yumi? Because I feel like Yumi actually doesn't get played a lot because she gets banned a lot.
It's a revolution.
Slain.
Damn it, Zion. Humans think that to believe in something you have to see. That's wrong.
We get this tower.
I'm low.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Ain't nothing I say should be taken seriously. That's why it's the truth.
Are they increasing Thresh's damage on his Q? I think Yumi is most banned.
Time to get it started.
After the last, like, week or so, I can see why. It's just... It's like, yeah, in theory you should... It's kind of like Master Yi of support, almost. It's like, in theory you should be able to shut her down early, but if you don't, she's going to be a big problem in the game.
I need my love touch. I need the
Alright, I'm coming.
An enemy has been slain.
What the minion?
I'm G to the D. Golden diamonds, boy. Woo! Rakan, doing his job.
Shut down.
I don't want a world that's safe.
Your turret has been destroyed.
The only way to understand it is to plunge into it, move with it, dance and dance. Is my cloak right? Yes, it is.
An ally has been slain.
laser. Grab him? Or... Fuck. Everybody always has their fucking flash. Alright, well, she's gonna die for it. Damn it, I didn't get an assist. Should have at least auto-attacked her once to get the assist. It's like, why is she there?
Enemy killing.
I guess she had already gotten top.
An ally has been slain.
Magic is a wilderness.
Please get her ult off.
Has been slain. Enemy rampage.
So close.
I am Vestaya. I am born of magic. This is my destiny.
Catastrophe. It reminds me of this Furchester show that Rory used to like when she was younger. It's like free on like PBS Kids or something.
One genius that ain't crazy.
Keep the stream PG. Yeah.
They will see my dance. Then they will know magic's joy. And its fury.
That was definitely an assault going on there. Yeah.
I'm just trying to live the moment.
And did I miss a ward? I may have. I mean, obviously I don't think so, or I would have gotten it, unless it was dangerous or something, but...
You can call it battle. It's just a dance.
Careful, they're all coming down. I'm rotating you guys, but they are all coming.
Like mine.
Okay.
Your team
Where was it?
Onward!
Magic is supposed to be.
I mean, I'm really low.
Supposed to hurt.
Ezreal's really low too.
Ecstasy
Okay.
needs a little fun.
The order is given.
I'm gonna burn
Bush
this place down.
To the left above the tri-bush?
So I can burn it again.
Oh, this bush? Was it a pink ward?
Without wild magic, we have no children. We have no.
Yeah, okay. I guess I just didn't see it.
I think Diana back here.
Okay.
Hey! Where is she? I hate it when she.
Looks like they're rotating down.
Yeah, they want this crab.
has been slain.
Did Nautilus flash?
He just did, yeah.
Okay. Let's say, I don't see how he gets out of there without a flash. Stole Jason's ward. Well, I have zombie ward. And sharing the gold for the ward is more than just one person taking it.
I think we're all rotating top. We kill them. They don't have their ADC.
I have ult, but...
That's
An enemy has been slain.
Well, at least they all chase me instead of trying to rise. That's good. We get here. Knight's Vow, I guess. Try to protect Samira. Nice.
I don't do safe.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Oh, that was good.
What humans call magic, we call life.
I really don't like anathemas as an item.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I can't wait to see what
It
I
does
can do.
stop like people from bursting you out, but
Enemy has been slain.
it doesn't do a lot to help your teammates out.
Enemy has been slain.
Should be drag.
Your team
here.
has destroyed a
It's
turret.
probably this Knight's Vow. Knight's Vow is pretty dang big. Like, it adds a lot of extra protection. Abyssal, like, could be okay.
Talk about their treaties. Let's talk about their
Yeah.
lies.
Knight's Vow is something I had a lot of success on. That's good. It's just like, it's hard for it not to be useful. It does have the health regen on it, which isn't amazing, but
Has destroyed a turret.
like flat health is one of the best stat. I mean, Anathemas has that too, but it does give you some healing too, based on how much damage your allies do.
Has destroyed a turret.
I think people have used like 6 flashes on me this game. Nice.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh,
Wait, why would you go into Swain though? Okay. That's just a heat check.
Has been slain.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if they have Elder, obviously it's. I mean, if they have Elder, it's a bad situation no matter what. But
I do not wish to kill the mortals. I want them to hear the
Your
music.
team has destroyed a turret.
hey, what's up, Space? Yeah, I'm gonna be playing it a lot more as soon as I get access to the new stuff with the Mortal Empires.
You're only given a little spark of madness.
I mean, it's not like it's unplayable if they have Elder. It still helps. Like, yes, you're taking damage too, but you could save them from going below the threshold, so I don't know that it's, like, particularly bad.
It's magic that's wild. I'm just here for the party.
I should probably get these golems back. Okay, so we were fighting.
Hello.
Your turret
Anybody
has
there?
been destroyed.
Man, have you seen that forest over there?
Sweet.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
Quinn could be coming for me.
The Dyna build's interesting.
Chronic line step. Can't stop me.
I'm almost to you.
Nice. It's that Wombo. Yeah, I guess he was win off that. Probably. Ezreal's bottom. He's not even backing yet.
Your team has destroyed.
Gotta get that CS score up.
Your team
Right.
has destroyed a turret.
Well, there we go.
Victory!
Nice. Hell yeah.
Got him, coach. Oh, hell yeah. Today's Friday, too. I forgot. I don't have to get up in the morning.
You got a few more. I was gonna say, you want to keep going?
Yeah, I play a couple.
Sounds good. I was hoping you'd say that.
I didn't see how much damage the item did.
I
Even
need
Trout.
back. So much the last like week and a half.
Go till plat. No, dude, that would take like 2 weeks at the LP gain rates.
We'll hit it in like November.
That's
I'm just
right.
kidding.
I think it's
I've been
oh, sorry, go ahead.
it's just sickening because I've been in promos like 4 or 5 times, I think now.
God.
It really is.
Yeah.
Every single time too. Every single time I went to game 5 in all my promos. Like
Oh my
it's
gosh.
disgusting.
It is so troll. Running Locket as her med thing? I don't know. I mean, obviously the reason is to protect herself, right? So she doesn't die. But I guess the real question is that better than Shirelia's or Moonstone? I mean, the theory is probably, well, if you don't die, you get to stay up and heal more people. And that's always one of my golden rules I say, is don't die. Like, that's the number one way to climb. But do I think it's ideal? Probably not. But I don't know. I mean, obviously the dude's way better on Soraka than I am. But it could be a very specific thing, you know? Nice, good job, Prophet. Yeah, I think the fresh server's not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. It's kind of the word on the street. Just in time for all my classes to start. It's awesome.
Just in time.
I only have one class that first week, though, so I should be able to go pretty hard. I mean, I think getting one character to max level with your professions is probably doable. I should... Yeah, I'm a ban you, me.
More of a dog person, huh?
Who should I ban? Who do you don't want to see?
Ball of air, yes.
Okay.
We'll let Wu through and see. He has been nerfed several times. Okay, they got him.
It's either we ban him or the team bans him. The
Yeah.
opponent.
Okay, I was like, better make sure I own Samira. I own every champ, though.
I didn't own Nyla for the longest time.
Oh,
But I just picked her up not too long ago.
nice. You never understood people who say those who can't teach. It's just like a systematic, just hate on critical thinking and education. That's it. It's just a bunch of fucking troglodytes hating on smart people, basically. On educators. It's just like, oh, well, if you could make a lot of money, you should just go do that instead of trying to better society through teaching. You idiot. It's like, there's nothing wrong with making money, man, but just because, like, you teach something doesn't mean that you couldn't be doing something else to make more money or to, like, be involved in an industry in some way. It's like you're choosing not to do it for whatever reason. Either you enjoy it or you feel like it contributes more or whatever. But yeah, it's just people that, you know, just basically think if you're good at something, you should be exploiting it to make as much money as possible. And you're not going to be doing that while you're teaching. So it just, assumes this underlying value, like monetization of everything that's meaningful in life. Right? It's like if you're not doing something to make a lot of money, then you're an idiot. Basically, it's kind of the mantra. I mean, maybe not everyone like that. Maybe, you know, just thinking of society. People might be thinking, oh, well, that person could be a great scientist, and they could do great things in the lab. They could invent all these cures, but instead they're teaching, you know, biology or something like that. So, I guess you could still do something,
Let's dance.
you know, in theory helpful to society or whatever, but it also just sort of downplays the skill of teaching itself. It's like, okay, if you could do something and you're teaching it, you're just really bad at doing what that thing is because you're not monetizing it. But it downplays the fact that, like, you could just be good at the teaching itself, and that's a useful skill. Like, people just, you know, the people who say that kind of stuff don't understand the value of, like, an actual good teacher. So, you know, they're just like, well, I can just Google it, right? Or I can just look it up. It's like, yeah, you can get very basic information about anything through that, but as far as, like, getting a deeper understanding and trying to figure out how to apply that and just trying to get motivated to want to learn about something, or, like, how to use the information, that's really where a lot of teachers come in. Great teachers, you shouldn't be able to emulate what they're doing by just watching, like, a YouTube video or Google. Because there's a lot of value in the way that they engage and motivate people. But I mean, there are people that are, like, pretty good at educating through YouTube. But again, that's the capacity of education, of the skill of teaching, which is something different than doing the actual thing. I mean, you see that in sports too. Like, I don't know why people think that. I mean, maybe some of it applies to sports, but it feels like people don't apply it to sports as much. Where it's like, there are some people that are really good coaches that weren't necessarily the greatest players, right? Like Phil Jackson or Greg Popovich. Because teaching is a skill, right? Just like coaching is kind of a skill. You know, it's the same type of thing. Hey, thanks, man.
I dance because I'm free.
Yeah, there are a lot of industries where it's not worth it to go beyond a master's for sure. Like, doctorate is really only if you want to do a lot of research. Oh, it's Shaco's support. Okay. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Shaco support's actually pretty annoying. Yeah, it's basically just people that don't appreciate education. Which is a lot of people, unfortunately, in our society. I mean, to be fair, like, I didn't really appreciate a ton of it either until I got to, like, grad school. So, like, it's not like I don't understand that sentiment. I just wish that our system did a better job of talking about the value of education. Because it's always just, like, appreciate your teachers because they work hard, right? And it's just, like, you know, almost like they're babysitters, or people just see them as glorified babysitters. Sweet, I don't have to pay for daycare, so I can send my kid to, you know, 2nd grade or something. And then they, you know, maybe they get a job and earn some money someday, right? So it's like, appreciate them because they're working hard. But the conversation should just be more like, appreciate them because their skill is actually really valuable for society. I mean, it's cool to appreciate them because they're working hard, but... And a lot of this just stems, like I gotta say over and over again on the channel, it's just like people just really don't value critical thinking. They don't think it's useful, like... I mean, they're gonna be there, man. Like, you really shouldn't invade when we have 2 stacks on our tower. mid's pushed in too. Yeah. Well, I mean, you just died, so it's like, what?
An ally has been slain.
Didn't have priority in either lane. He's trying to invade Kha'Zix as Kayn.
Rep. Totally forgot my idea.
Well, some people say that if you can't play the sport, coach it, but I don't. I think people value coaching in and of itself a lot more than people value teaching in and of itself.
True story.
I know. I could have maybe turned it. I mean, clearly it's valued in terms of monetary stuff, right? Like, coaches get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars. I'm not saying teachers should be paid that, but...
And in good times. They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
Kayn actually wins the 1v1. Well, does he win the 1v4?
I don't need to understand the game. Trust.
People just have this obsession with STEM too. Like, science is good, like it can work, but like communication in the humanities, I would say, is even like more important for most people in most jobs. Because like learning how to think critically and communicate effectively is like good in like any job. Versus like how often are you actually gonna have to know how to do integrals, right? In like most jobs. You're always going to be dealing with people, though. Not only in your, like, professional life, but, like, personal life. It affects sort of your beliefs. It protects you from being manipulated by the algorithms or politicians or whatever. Like, it's just really, really important in a democracy that, especially, that the populace has good critical thinking, or they're just going to be manipulated. Like, there's all kinds of reasons why education is really important, particularly humanities education. Not necessarily memorizing, like, what happened in Act 3 of this Shakespeare play, right? It's like, okay, that's about as useful as integrals to most people. But, you know, just thinking carefully about your audience, being able to look deeper and understand the motivations behind certain messages. Being able to, like, understand what a reliable source is and that type of stuff.
Humans will never understand our kind until they...
I know, it's hard to engage on him now. Okay, nice. I guess he already used his dash. Okay.
Careful.
Gotta get myself right. Okay. One is
Okay, nice.
Did they just mess that up or something?
Yeah. Yeah, they tried to jump on me and I knocked up like 2 or 3 of them. And then Kayn was there.
They're gonna learn today.
That's right. We gonna learn them good. What do I think about Zyra? She's okay. I personally am not like a huge... I haven't had a lot of success on many AP champs, but... she's okay. That's the problem, they want us to be manipulated. Yeah. I mean, it's a huge... huge issue. Let's go in Shirelius this game, I guess. I'll think about it.
I'm so fine,
Well,
I gotta kiss myself.
I'm gonna go even Shroud again. What's the point of a challenger coach giving lessons to a bronze player? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Fence us away.
Like, that just comes down to people always wanting someone with really high credentials to do anything. Actually, a lot of places, a lot of really savvy managers and workplaces will not hire people that are overqualified. Like, that's almost as bad as being underqualified. Because they know you're going to leave the job or not give a shit about the
That's
job.
the only way to live.
Right, so if you have a PhD and you're trying to work at McDonald's, that could actually be a detriment.
Ain't nothing I say should be taken seriously. That's why it's the truth.
But yeah, everyone's like, oh, I want, you know, the best for this or that. It's like, you see that in education, and a lot of it's just because of the business, or in higher education. A lot of that's just because of the, like, the rating systems and just how much faith people put in, like, Newsweek and shit like that for college rating systems, because the university, part of the rating is... Oh my god, how long am I feared? Dude, I was feared for like 3 seconds. But they try to hire as many people with PhDs as possible for teaching like freshman comp, you know?
I will walk in. I will dance.
And it's like, you don't need that. You don't need a PhD in some obscure Renaissance poetry or something to teach freshman comp. A lot of it just comes down to the skill of the teaching itself, and a PhD doesn't reflect teaching skill. Unless you're like maybe specifically getting a PhD in education or something like that, but...
I can't rotate to that. I'm like low.
Okay. But they want it because the the system, because they get more points in their system if they have more PhDs on staff. Even though, yeah, you don't need it. High schools are also doing that game a little bit, especially private high schools, just so they can market it. Say, oh, we've got all these PhD teachers here
I hate having a
at the STEM Academy.
I'm getting impatient.
Because you need a PhD to teach sophomore chemistry, you know.
Shut down.
They're scared.
That's also why they do, like, just improve all the, like, the trees and shit, and, like, just the paint and, you know, all this random stuff. Thought of
Magic is
I maybe didn't need a flash. I thought I had aggro. I'm too low. I'm just getting a back timing. Also, Dragon's up in a minute.
look right. I got moves right.
So yeah, that's... I mean, part of that, too, is just visually, like, when students go to campuses, because there's, like, no real value on education for probably, like, 80-90% of the population, what are they going to be looking at? How are they going to decide, like, which school they go to? They're going to be looking at the cafeteria, they're going to be looking at the dorms, and they're going to be looking at, like, how hot their guide is or something, you know?
I feel like my allies aren't
It's like showing them around the
recognizing
library.
my cloak is. I mean,
You know, it's just going to be
serious.
teenager stuff.
Rude.
It's seen more like colleges are valued more as like a resort than they are as like actual places of education. Like most of the time people just go to college just so they can make more money. Just get their degree and make more money. That's it. It's like, well, I want to go here because they've got really cool dorms and good food, and this frat house that you know, went to last night. The guys seemed pretty cool. There were some hot chicks. So I'm just gonna get my like marketing degree and get a job and just have fun here for 4 years. Basically, I think is like the standard. How many parties per month do the frats do? How many? You mean per like day? it's like every day, man. Probably multiple. Because these are like, it depends on the frat, I guess, but.
I'm here. I'm gone. I am so gone.
I know you don't need college. In Russia, we sell drugs. Yeah, you do it in the US too.
Nice.
Hey, welcome also, friend. I know it's Russia. Hopefully everything's, you know, not too bad for you guys on the ground. Glad you're hanging out watching us. Yeah. Yeah, no, you can make a lot of money. Here, there are a lot of ways you can make money without,
Okay, Rakan. Get them watching. Then burn them up.
Yeah. Yeah, in the US, yeah, I mean, you can be like popular things that you can do that require a little bit more, something like real estate.
An enemy has been slain.
You can do real estate, you can do like plumbing, electrician, like any of the trades.
Is my cloak right? Yes, it is.
A lot of those are gonna make, you know, more money. Fuck. Damn it.
You have been slain.
Especially when you factor in, you can start those, like get paid while you're training, and you can do that like right when you're 18. Even through like high school programs, you might be able to like finish some of your certification before you even graduate. And just come right out, you know, be a mechanic, electrician, all that stuff. Make pretty good money, and you don't have the college debt, and you get started right away instead of like age 22 or something. And then, you know, you might be able to retire pretty soon thereafter. Especially if you get like a union job somewhere, you work at like government place, something like that.
Take a lot of words to tell the truth.
Get like a plumber union job, probably be doing pretty well. Where'd that little ball come from? Okay. Oh, there she. Oh, she threw it over the wall. Okay.
For sure thought this game was going blue, but it's not.
There's wildness in the bees and the flowers. Just the fury humans don't.
Yeah, I totally agree. If your goal is just to like make as much money out of college, have a high probability of success, just go for trades. Or like even some kind of like tech degree or like tech certification or something if you don't want to go to college, like system administrator or something. I don't know. And there's probably some little 2-year or a certificate or something where you can do some kind of IT, make like pretty good money.
I'm in rotation.
Turn in, turn on, drop out. Things don't get out of control. It ain't a party.
Oblivion is too far. Come back, so I can
Being a landlord's the best retirement. It depends on what kind of properties and how you're managing it.
I feel good.
But yeah, I do think in general, any sort of real estate thing is probably going to be pretty good. I think real estate is the best investment. It has been for thousands of years. As Mark Twain once said, they're not making land anymore. They kind of are, but they're like, making land more valuable at least by adding other attractions and things around it. Being born in a giga-rich family. Yeah, that helps too.
Magic isn't supposed to be seen.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe should have ignited, damn it. I should have just run. We don't have Samira. Leah wouldn't be doing that if there wasn't a lot of backup there too.
Has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Do Americans really hate? It depends on the American. So, like, I think smarter Americans, or a little more educated, like I try to be, understand that the Russian people are not the same thing
They're gonna try and test me?
as Putin, right, and his policies. Yeah, just like in America, like, our government does a lot of shit that our citizens don't agree with, too. And many of us, you know, critique the government in many ways, too. So there's certain things we like about the government, but there's certain things we don't, also. I think that's just how it is anywhere, right? So I think that kind of the smart people are able to understand that. But you're going to have, you know, random Joe on the street who doesn't have a very high education that's just going to be a hater, you know?
Then you'll know magic's joy.
But yeah, we understand you, man. We get you. You're welcome here.
An enemy has been slain.
I don't want a war.
There was one guy I was watching, I haven't watched him in a while, but when the Ukraine thing kind of started, he's like, no fuckers or something. I think he did prank stuff originally, something like that, but I was like, I was watching him just to kind of get the inside scoop on sort of what it was like, you know, for everyday Russians. And I know it's, you know, it's tough. Y'all got a lot of, you know, inflation, and you got the sanctions and everything. He was talking about just how rough it was on everyday Americans, or everyday Russians, too.
An enemy has been slain.
I think he actually moved, I don't know if he stayed there, but he temporarily moved to
Double kill.
Georgia, maybe?
Our people are bleeding. My lady's going to
Really macho and cool. Yeah. I wish it could be different. I wish it would be like more, we could all just get back to being, you know, peaceful again, because I feel like it was, we were, for the most part, people were pretty chill with Russia and liked a lot of aspects of the culture from like maybe the 90s into the 2000s. It was going pretty well.
Awesome.
I'm G to the D. Golden
So hopefully we can get back to that. I agree, yeah, I agree. I don't think most people want, war and conflict. Unfortunately, the teens and the 20s aren't looking that great either for being prosperous times. We were just kind of spoiled in the 90s and early 2000s, I guess. Warhawks. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get too political. Some stuff America does, I'm not a fan of, but I still think a lot of our stuff was a good idea. Sometimes it's just like the least bad decision. I'm definitely more pro-American than anti-American, but I can understand the critique of some things, right? Like Vietnam, stuff like that, but... I'm definitely not someone that thinks that, like, all, you know, America is just always a bloodthirsty, just impose our will everywhere on the world. Oil or whatever else. There's some of that, but it's complicated. I mean, we're cut because, like, a lot of people have looked up to us for a long time to help them too when there's, you know, genocides going on places or other things going on. Like, I think we've done a lot of really good things too. I mean, sometimes our stuff is like misguided. There are shadowy negative things too, right? I think it's just really complicated. Like, anytime you talk about America, especially in public policy, it's really complicated because there's so many moving parts, so many factors that go into play, and frankly, just as civilians, we just don't know a lot of it. Like, we don't have the intel. And we don't get, like, the full story about a lot of things, too. I think our intent overall is to be good, right? Like, I think our intent is to be a positive force in the world, but whether or not that actually, like, plays out is very situational. Yeah, I totally agree. Hopefully nobody starts throwing the nukes. That's obviously terrible. We did get a couple of wins there. That was good. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a scholar of the Vietnam War. I mean, the theory of containment, right? You have to kind of put yourself back in that perspective. Like, communism at that time was really scary because you had China, you had Russia, and they were trying to spread those ideas to a lot of places, and it was, or the USSR, I should say, which is different in many ways from contemporary Russia, but I kind of understand the idea of containment, but, like, at the same time, those people were embracing it, and I don't know how much of a strategic threat that, like, Vietnam actually was. But, like, the way we handled Vietnam, I feel like, again, not a scholar, but I feel like it was poorly executed at the minimum. And then a similar thing in Iran was, like, not good, the way we were trying to do that, so I don't know.
More of a dog person, huh?
Do you think China will try to take Taiwan? I appreciate it, thanks. Hey, what is your name in with, like, English letters? I can't pronounce that. I wish I knew Russian, but I can actually say your name.
Let's dance.
The country getting invaded? I was under the impression that the Viet Cong were, like, indigenous force or whatever, local force. What's up, Roach? I try not to be, but it got somehow people just like my take on stuff, I guess. So you ask about it. You in Masters yet? Hopefully I handle it in a fairly reasonable way. But I do like talking. I don't think China's gonna make a military play on Taiwan. You were for a day, nice. Well, hopefully you get back there. I don't know though. I don't know, man. There's. I just don't know. Yeah, I mean, sort of Black Falcon. Like, they do need a scapegoat, but that would be a reason to go to war, though, too. To kind of try to unify the country. That's been an old playbook for a long time, right? When you have a lot of bad stuff going on domestically, you get into a war, and then people kind of forget about it for a little while, or they all get unified. Nothing brings people together like a common enemy. Unfortunately, that's just how humans work a lot of times. Yeah, fucking Aatrox again.
I hate that champion.
Yeah, he's really obnoxious. Very good right now. So we'll see. I hope they don't, because that's the problem. Like, the more domestic problems they start having, the more likely it is that I think they do something aggressive. Which will go away if they take Taiwan? No, it won't. They take Taiwan, it starts World War III, basically. And then, you know, all their citizens quit rioting in the street over the, you know, like, ultra-corrupt banking and real estate stuff they have going on over there. I don't think America would let them militarily I mean, they would probably get it, but I don't think America is going to take that sitting down. It's too strategic. Like, we try to pretend, you know, we're supporting this democracy and stuff, and, like, there's some of that, but some of it is also just strategically, if they control that, it would be really, really hard to do anything about them in the future. And that would allow them also to potentially take over Japan and the Philippines and all these other surrounding countries. Like, I think everyone in the Pacific, India, the U.S., everyone would go to war with them if they tried to militarily take Taiwan.
Hey, I have a plan.
You have a plan?
Yeah.
No, but they do. I know what you're saying, Black Falcon, but they do, because everyone would go to war with them. If they did that. So that would give them a lot of enemies.
To Summoner's Rift.
How do you like me today?
More than yesterday, less than tomorrow.
I think America would. I mean, it depends, but
30 seconds until minions spawn.
What's after this?
Another road, another horizon.
Good.
I think if we didn't help Taiwan, if they attacked it, no one is going to give us any credibility ever.
Can we just...
After, like, abandoning Afghanistan, like, not helping, well, we're kind of helping Ukraine, but we're not really stepping up.
Minions has spawned.
Yeah.
And then if we just let Taiwan go too, like, no one's gonna make an alliance with us or ever trust us again, I don't think, if they did that and got away with it. It's like, what's even the point, right? If you know America is, like,
Zaya? I think
you
we
know,
got
too
a...
coward to step up
Think or no?
or whatever in some of
No,
these
we got a
situations, then.
problem?
So yeah, I don't think diplomatically or strategically or on almost any level we
Zaya.
could let that fly. But look at these sanctions. Yeah, I just don't know if that's gonna work at that anymore. At that point, you know.
You and your confession back to HQ.
I don't know if anyone's gonna be buying that story at that point. I mean, going to war with China would suck. Like, no one wants that, but
Yes. Let's say it.
I think very few people want war anyways, but sometimes you just gotta step up, man. I mean, it's easy for me to say I'm not gonna get drafted, but I don't know. I know, but it wouldn't just be the U.S., right? Like, China is a big deal, but I'm telling you, like, if they did that, Japan, South Korea, like, everybody would want in on that because they're all in danger, right? If they take Taiwan, like, they're gonna go take Japan next or Vietnam next or whatever, like.
Building things. Why? Because they're afraid.
Almost literally everybody would, in that area at least, would ally against them.
Why, thank you, darling.
Yes, I was definitely talking about you. You gonna marry me?
It would be a dumb move for them to do it, I think. At this point, like, they need. If that's their play, because I think just eventually they can just do, like, sort of like stealthily take it over, right? Like, I think that would be easier to do with just like propaganda.
So cruel.
You know, buying off politicians. You know, that kind of trying to install a puppet government. Buying off their senators or whatever the hell to like pass some, just to start eroding their laws and stuff like that. Like, I think they've already done some of that, and there were riots about it, but it ended up getting passed. So I think just chipping away at it like that is probably China's best move if that's their game. Yeah, but they don't export just to us, right? Like, they've been trying to diversify. Like, yes, the U.S. is probably still their biggest customer by a mile, but they're trying to, like, improve their exports to a bunch of other places.
Thanks. Not saying I told
But
you so.
India, obviously, is a huge place, too. They would almost certainly sanction them as well. Fuck.
An enemy has been slain.
Darling, pay attention to me.
Has been slain.
Wasn't she just a ray of sunshine?
Sweet.
There you go, nice.
What would you do if I died?
There's really not a lot I can buy
Burn
here.
this world to the ground and build a castle from the ashes, where I live alone forever.
Might as well use this tempo. Zach does have some camps up, but we know Rengar's not here. That was a great ward too. Did you put that there, or did Zach put that there?
Which one?
That one that saw the Rengar at red.
Oh, that was me.
Nice. Sell guns. The only way for the U.S. to make some big money, I disagree.
Shoes, red ones. I need them so bad.
I mean, the defense industry, yes, we can make money by selling guns, but I think that narrative's a little overplayed. U.S. makes most of their money through just their, like, Walmarts and Kentucky Fried Chicken and shit, right? Like, we make way more money off of corporations. And when it's, like, peacetime, you know, it's a lot more likely people are going to let us keep building out our McDonald's and shit in their countries.
I know
We're
that.
fat as shit.
Yeah, we're trying to make everyone else that way too. Then we can sell them our drugs too. Lipitor. Yeah, I mean the real money is in entertainment and shit, like selling Disney movies, Marvel movies. I think we make a lot more money if we have peaceful relations with countries. in general. That's right.
Can we just stay here?
We must keep moving.
Yep, the alcohol companies want that monopoly on a good time. They're trying, but they're gonna lose that battle, I think. I think it's just gonna get legalized. People are seeing how much money you can make tax-wise. How much money you can save. Like, the prison system is so overloaded with wasting space on, you know, imprisoning people for, like, weed possession.
I think we got a problem.
Think or no?
No, we got a problem?
It's like, you get the tax revenue, but you also don't have to imprison people. You also don't ruin their lives with drug charges. Because it's not only keeping them in prison, right? Like, once you get a charge like that, it's really hard to get employed. And then when you're not at home, if you're the mom or the dad, like, then all of a sudden your kid doesn't have the role model anymore, right? And then they're more likely to join gangs or, you know, whatever else is going on. I think I'm going to do this item again. Like, it just has such a trickle-down effect incarcerating people over something that's not a threat to society, which is weed.
I am Rakan.
It just completely destroys a lot of communities.
Trying something new.
And I think there's more and more research to
No, I do not.
back that up. So I think that we even saw, like, in our state, one of the
I'm a humble entertainer.
conservative people that was running for local government was, like, priding themselves on having voted to legalize weed. And we're in one of the most conservative, like, states in the country.
The world's a big
So
place. Don't want to miss anything.
they were, like, critiquing the Democratic candidate for not doing enough to push for weed legalization. Which is hilarious.
Whistle. You know how to whistle, don't you?
Yeah, it sucks, man. I've had several friends like that,
You
too.
forgot the plan.
No. Yeah. Hey, have you seen this cave?
Like, alcohol does need more regulation. I mean, I guess, like, driving on weed is bad, but probably not as bad as driving drunk. I don't know. I've never done either one, but, like, drunk driving actually does kill a lot of people. Like, there's a ton of evidence, obviously, for that. Versus weed, I don't think causes nearly as many, you know, fatalities. And you can't really, like, you definitely can't OD on weed to the point where you're gonna die, where you can on, alcohol. Yeah, it's 100%, like you said, just a money thing from the alcohol company and cigarettes. They don't want people buying weed legally.
Marry me today.
I must know that. Found one.
Vai um gato.
Bossy Sulamate.
Yeah. Going like 500, driving like grandma. Yeah. I agree.
Do you love me because I'm beautiful?
Why Americans need so much guns on the street? We don't want guns on the street. I don't think that... I mean, there is NRA, like, and they do make money from people selling guns on the street, but if you're talking about, like, for gangs and stuff, we don't like gun violence with gangs. It just... People love having, like... People love the idea, like, a lot of people do own guns, so people really love the idea of being able to own guns.
Done.
For, like, home protection or hunting or whatever, primarily. But we don't like gang violence or mass shootings with guns. But if you try to limit the guns for those things, limit access to the guns, people get really... A lot of people get really worried about that. Part of it is also, like, people are scared that, like, what are you going to do if the government starts... Ooh, that was nice. If the government comes at you, right, you don't have guns anymore.
Allies has been slain.
What would you do if I...
Which is why those laws were invented in the first place, but that was, like, in revolutionary America, right? Where there were, like, revolutions all over the place all the time.
You have slain an enemy.
and they were just coming out of a very oppressive government in that situation. So I don't know. The gun laws is really tough, but I think that we can agree that the vast majority of Americans do not want gang violence, do not want mass shootings. So guns on the street are something nobody wants. It's just how do you fix it in a way that's politically feasible right now. That's very difficult.
So bad.
Well, I don't know if I want to go too much into the gun topic.
I think they underestimate my
Gun
charm.
issue, but do I think that schools should have security? Yes. But like, if you can, it's tough to say because schools are really poor. Like, most public schools are really underfunded. And having like a full-time, I think a lot of them do have police guards. Right? I think most of these places where mass shootings happen, there is a guard. I think. I mean, I'd have to look it up and see.
Why do you never say
But yeah, I mean, that sounds great. But then you have to pay this person, you know, a lot of extra money.
it's gonna be okay?
We can do this.
I know that.
Yeah, they probably would be. But I mean, that's a good point. It's like, I don't know.
How do you like
I don't know though, man. Like, yes, if they wanted to, if the government, if there was a civil war or something, right? Yes, the government can steamroll any specific little group, but
what's happening?
you would definitely have a better chance at resistance, right? If you were armed.
Good.
I mean, just on a very basic level. And that's assuming that the government would, or that like the military would be entirely unified too, which is not certain. If you look at the Civil War, right?
Enemy has been slain.
Notice the sky.
It's lovely.
An enemy has been slain.
So, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right.
Need a pea shooter? Well, people are getting fucking ARs and shit. I don't know if those are pea shooters. Like armor-piercing incendiary rounds as a citizen. I mean, you'd probably get a fucking grenade launcher from some guy on the street if you wanted to.
Your turret has
How
been
will we know
destroyed.
if the plan works?
We'll still be alive.
But I don't know.
Team has destroyed.
Normal people. In Europe, it's not the same. Oh, just normal people with guns. Yeah. Again, that's just kind of ingrained in America, like, in America is just kind of that revolutionary spirit and being able to,
Has been slain.
like, wanting to have the capacity to resist.
I feel like my allies
The government
are
takeover.
recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean, seriously. Rude.
But yeah, it's really complicated. A lot of it's political. God. Wow.
Over.
There were really like fucking 50 people there? I don't know. Maybe you can back near the tower, make a play on him. Normal people have no training. I don't know, man. There are a lot of people that spend a lot of time shooting guns and training with guns.
For humans,
An ally
magic
has
is like
been
fire.
slain.
No. Oh man, it's all 5 of
Team
them.
has destroyed a turret.
I don't know. It's
Your turret has been destroyed.
probably not a lot to be gained talking about guns because it's a huge political
Is my
political
cloak
thing.
right? Yes, it is.
At least, I mean, like, as far as us on the channel.
Has been slain.
Yeah, dude, but you underestimate, like, there's 350 million people, too. Like,
An enemy
numbers matter. And again, you're assuming, it sounds like you might be assuming that the military is going to be unified in like a civil war kind of scenario, right? So, like, in other words, if the military is fractured,
Think or no?
No, we got a problem?
let's just say there is a civil war, right? Military's fractured, split 50-50. One side, everybody's armed with like AR-15s, armor-piercing, incendiary rounds, fucking grenade launchers, bazookas, all this shit, and the other side has nothing, right? To go to complement their half of the military. Which side's going to be at an advantage? So I, you know, I don't think it's completely worthless. Do I think that scenario is likely? No, but I'm just, you know, getting into kind of the mentality of why people feel that way about guns. A lot of them. So I don't think it's completely worthless that you would have, you know, tens, if not hundreds of millions of people with guns being able to put up more resistance than no guns.
Oh my god. Oh, that's not good.
God.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Alright, let's just get a Knight's Vow here again. Yeah, but again, you're saying the army, like it's one centralized unit. Like, the best thing I could tell you guys, look at the Civil War. Right? Like, there were defectors. Like, the South got a lot of military people to join them as well. Like, a lot of really high-profile generals and shit. Yes, they still lost, right? But unified, like, the army is not going to be unified in that type of situation. Probably.
Why, thank you.
Yes. I will definitely talking about you, buddy.
I mean, honestly, as much as I hate to say it, this country, like, right now is probably the closest it's been to a civil war since the Civil War. Like, there's a lot of hostility. Like, all sides of the aisle around numerous issues. So I obviously hope it never comes down to that. But, again, I'm just trying to be fair to everybody out there. As far as, like, representing the perspective of why people think they do certain things. I don't own a gun. Right, but I have family members, friends. I'm sure there are people on this channel that are viewers that own guns, stuff like that. So, I'm just trying to represent, like, what they might be thinking to the best of my ability as well. Yeah, the whole world is pretty polarized right now. Nice.
That was
Pushing yourself.
Good job, bro. Hell yeah. I just always try to think and represent, anytime I'm talking about a side, represent the side the best that I can. Wind is popping off.
What we have is greater than some human word.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Built a castle from the ashes. I will live alone forever.
Oh, that's sweet.
I don't think that there's a war either, but I'm just saying.
Shoes, red ones. I need them so bad. Why do you never say yes?
I wouldn't get to hear you ask.
Well, I don't want to
It's gonna be
too much into the current, sitting president or whatever. I don't think most people were super excited about Biden. I'll just say that. I don't think people on the left or the right were super excited about Biden. I think it was either, I think for the vast majority of people, it was either Trump or no Trump. Like, I think that's basically what it was. More so than, like you could have put a freaking, monkey up or something. And I think you probably would have had a similar election result. I think it was all about Trump. But yeah, I don't think Biden is someone that people are actually excited about one way or another. And I think that's fair. I think liberals would agree to that too.
They're gonna have to back off slowly.
I mean, it really should have gone to Bernie, if we're being completely fair. They just fucked him over both elections because they think he's too extreme. But because Biden was not doing very well in the primaries, but then after some of the other establishment people, it was becoming clear they were going to lose. They put their support behind Biden. So it was Bernie was really far ahead, from what I'm remembering. And then it was all of these smaller people started dropping out and just giving everything to Biden. And then he just kind of won by default because the DNC wanted him to win because they thought he was just the more moderate candidate. Because their political strategy was just pick something super safe and let's make this about a referendum on Trump. Let's just say, hey, if you don't like Trump, vote for us. That's basically it. They didn't want anybody flashy. They wanted the most vanilla, generic candidate they could get and just wanted to make it all about Trump. I think that was the strategy. Mid-political opinion. The problem is, well, I could go on forever about that, but there really is no such thing as a moderate, hardly, especially politics, because everything is so extreme. Oh my god. I guess we can just pick up the tier 2 down here.
definitely talking about you.
Chasing this dude forever. And a lot of that has to do with our media and how that works, because extreme views are the easiest to monetize. People click on stuff that makes them feel really scared or anxious a lot. And so the news is constantly saying, constantly pushing this culture war narrative because it sells, it makes clicks, but it's making people more and more extreme. Especially when it comes to explicitly politics. So they market it as basically a sign of weakness if you're moderate. Man, they are mad.
Shakes, though. They got this Rakan's got the shakes that'll make you quake.
Yeah, it's super biased. I mean, everything's going to be a little biased, but it's just gotten really extreme just because it's so monetized. Sorry, what'd you say, Jason? I was randomly rambling.
Oh, nothing. I was just saying, you got the shakes that'll make them quake.
That's right. Yes, sir. Poet and you
Call
know it.
Battle. It's just a dance.
Oh, you know it.
But yeah, it's so that's a huge problem with everything. It's not just politics. It's critical thinking, mental health, everything. Like the way that our information gets to us, combined with the fact that people don't have the tools, education-wise, to really understand just how much they're being manipulated by the media. And that's like any side of media. It's not just one side of it. But they need to understand they're a product, right? And that they're being basically sold information. It's not just, again, what's being said, like the specifics, it's how it's being said. Like, everything is just so extreme. You could make the same stories without being extreme. And you see it on YouTube too, right? Like, which videos get the most clicks? The shit that sounds extreme, that has like all caps. Oh my god! This new build is OP! You know.
Thanks.
It's not just like really high profile gloom and doom shit, it's just everything. People figured out that extreme stuff, people just like that more. But they don't necessarily like it, but they click on it more. That's why so much of just moderates and moderate politicians have been eroded. It just doesn't work. You just have to be extreme. It worked with Biden, but again, that was really more of a referendum on Trump, more so than people being excited about the super, you know, PC candidate, moderate candidate. We don't do that around here, that's right. So, I mean, I wish there could be more unbiased, like, good, honest, critical thinking. I'm doing my part, damn it. I'm in the education system, and I'm doing my part to try to help. But I am not even a drop in the bucket. I'm like a molecule of oxygen in the bucket. Yeah, you do. If you go to college, you should be learning about information literacy is what they call it. I don't know if they do it in high schools or whatever. But I go, like, real deep on it. I don't think they go deep enough. Are you done, or you got one more? Jason?
I'll go one more.
Okay. Because, like, about as deep as people go is quote-unquote fact-checking. I really hate that term. But a lot of people say, well, you need to fact-check your source. Right? They're like, you need to, like, go make sure that it's factually accurate. But that's, like, barely scratching the surface. It's like, no, you need to understand, like, who is the publisher of this source? What is their motivation for publishing this? And, like, be able to think about the other side of the issue. Like, that's the biggest thing, is actually trying to understand the other side. Which sounds alien. Most people just won't, you know, just won't do that. They'll be like, well, I disagree with them, so why should I try to learn what they're talking about? But that's a huge part of it. And just understanding how the system is designed to make you click on things rather than like just understanding that algorithms and things like that, like Google, Facebook, like YouTube, all this stuff is not random. It is monetized. It is designed to have you click on stuff, which in and of itself isn't necessarily a horrible thing if done in a reasonable way, right? Like, you don't want to go to Google and search for something and it doesn't give you what you searched for, right? It just gives you all this other random shit. Like, you want what you're searching for. So you want the search results to be accurate. But it's just how much you're steering people towards certain kinds of results. Because the main thing that people like fear echo chambers that's the combo for, like, massive clicks. Right, you figure out, if you're one of these algorithms, you figure out exactly which kind of group someone is a part of, what are their groups, and then you start just feeding them a bunch of stuff that like makes them scared or makes them anxious or nervous about something, just some kind of negative emotion, and you just keep giving them that stuff in that group. That's how you get the maximum monetization from people. Because people aren't going to click on stuff that sounds moderate, and people aren't going to click on stuff that doesn't pertain to their group. Or they don't think it pertains to their group. You know, a really easy, like, non-political kind of thing, right? Like, if you just think of, like, music genres as being kind of like all the different social groups or things you can be a part of, you know, if you're into country music and that's what you really like listening to, why would something like Spotify keep sending you all of these metal bands or something, you know? It's the same thing with social groups. Like, they figure out who you are and what you like, and they're going to keep giving it to you. And they're going to have stuff that triggers negative emotional responses. Kind of gives you that just incremental fight or flight responses in your brain, and it's going to keep giving you that. Like, that's how they get maximum money. So yeah, I mean, there needs to be more education about a lot of that kind of stuff. And like I said, I try to do my best, but people need to move away from, and the facts, thinking that there are facts. I say this all the time. Like, there are some, but the facts don't matter as much as the narrative. It's like, well, okay, this happened, but why should I care about this? And what should I do about it? Right? Those are, like, much more important questions. And just understanding sort of our limited knowledge, or limited access to knowledge, and focusing more on the process than the result. So focusing more on, like, not necessarily where is this going, or like what are the facts here, but just becoming more comfortable with the ephemeral nature of our knowledge. So just thinking like, okay, I don't know a lot about this, so I need to constantly sort of research and update myself on these situations. I need to constantly sort of reassess who I am, who I want to be, and how I want to influence the world, you know. Like, constantly just kind of recalibrating and not getting stuck on, like, fixed ideals, fixed goals, that type of thing. What does the algorithm do to me as a cis straight white man? What do you mean, what does it do to me? I think regardless of your gender, sexual orientation, race, or whatever, I think the algorithm works in a very similar way. Like, all of those things can affect what someone thinks of their group. Like, they could identify with different groups because of those things. But I think they're going to treat most groups the same kind of way, in theory. Because, I mean, all that, like, they care about money, you know? Like, whatever's got you clicking, that's what they want.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And I think the human psychology among all those groups, it's going to be a little bit different.
Wild as magic.
Probably. Like, the specifics might be different, but I think the process is still very much the same. The algorithm says you should feel bad, only if you're identifying as, like, far left, probably.
It's all
If you're identifying as, you know, far right,
and that's why I love it.
it might send you empowering messages. It just depends. I mean, and nobody is, like, exactly one group, and the algorithm knows that. Like, there are multiple points of contact. It's not just going to think of you as left or right. It's going to have a bunch of different stuff. I mean, it's extremely sophisticated.
If you aren't a little frightened, you ain't.
And it's constantly evolving, just like we should be evolving in terms of how we think, right? It's constantly updating. Oh, okay, this week he has these kinds of search results. Okay, that, you know, she just started looking at this kind of product. Okay.
They will remember my name.
We'll try to sell her some more of that. So yeah, I mean, I think just people just need to embrace uncertainty in education and transformation a lot more than they do.
I'm gonna burn
I think too many people just get caught in their ways.
back up so I can burn it again.
Hey, what's up, Ben? Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be doing an enhancement shaman. I've never played one before, so never played any kind of shaman, but it does look cool. Yeah, I think the algorithms are at the core of a lot of these problems we've been talking about. I think it all circles back to education,
I need
critical
some
thinking,
fun. Now.
and being able to combat the algorithms. Because the algorithms are the main way that people get manipulated. And it's not necessarily like the Illuminati manipulating you. There could be some of that. It's just basically us manipulating ourselves and getting caught in these echo chambers. Because they really don't care. Like, Google and YouTube, and they don't give a shit what your politics are or anything else, man. They just want you clicking, you know? Like, they don't have a... I mean, I don't perceive them as having, like, a specific agenda or anything else they're trying to push. It's just to make money. But the way they make money is by pushing people to extremes, and that ultimately is really bad for everybody, I think.
It's
So.
magic and fun. I'm just here for the party.
It reminds me of that, like, Donnie Darko, if you guys have seen that. People talking about fear, like, fear is the enemy. Stuff like that. Donnie's like, it's not just about fear. Like, it's so much more. Such a great movie.
Okay, Rakan. Get 'em watching. Burn 'em up.
Now, they were being explicitly manipulated by this pedophile guy. Nah, dude, why? Dude, why do these junglers keep getting in trouble when we don't have priority?
Time to show it.
He saw me back too. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Kai'Sa's like pinging now. It's just gonna trigger him probably. We need to push, man. They're gonna be chasing.
Hell, let's do it.
First blood.
People are just like so oblivious. Like, look at the lanes.
I will walk in.
An ally has been slain.
Twitter is 100% left. I don't know. It depends on how we're defining different things, but...
Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
What movie is this? Donnie Darko? I don't know if you've ever seen it. It was with Jake Gyllenhaal.
I need to know
Oh, it's a classic. It's like from the 90s or so. It's pretty philosophical. It's pretty good.
Understand the plan?
Uh,
My lord.
it depends. I really don't think that like Twitter, YouTube, and all this stuff have a necessary side. Because I think you can go on Twitter if you're ultra-conservative, and you're going to get a lot of ultra-conservative tweets and things like that. But there are some things that get classified as being conservative. Like misinformation and stuff like that, which it's not political, I don't think. Like, there's misinformation on both sides.
Time to get it started.
It just depends on what kind of narrative someone's trying to represent on there. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's in their best interest financially to try to be
I don't do safe.
as neutral as possible. It depends, though. Like, it depends. It's complicated.
I dance because I'm free.
An ally has been slain.
They're gonna try and test me.
The news channels, yes. Yeah, well, they're supposed to. A lot of, not everyone, but yeah. Again, because they're content creators. There's a difference between a content creator and a platform, in my opinion.
I can't wait to see what I'm gonna do.
Like, the platform is not neutral, but the goal is to make money for the company. I think, ultimately. Yeah, I don't know if we want to fight that.
I have got to stop talking.
So yeah, something like Fox News or CNN or whatever, yeah, I mean, they're going to be pretty, you know, one-sided because that's what sells a lot of times. I don't know if we can walk over there. I don't...
I've been kicked around since I was born. It's alright. It's okay. Staying alive.
Only to place it elsewhere.
Come over here. Oh, shit.
Long ago, mankind danced upon the
Yeah, there are some instances, right, where they have made a judgment call. So, like, I see what you're saying. Yeah, nothing is neutral. I don't think anything can ever be neutral. Neutrality is an illusion, right? Because you always have a perspective.
danger is as
Like, you
fun
can't
as
see
let it
everything and understand everything at the same time, so you're always going to be biased towards your perception, regardless of how much you try to critically engage. I think there's, you know, some stuff is way more biased than others, so I think it's good to try to minimize, but yeah, you can't ever be fully neutral. I mean, just the fact that you're trying to select what to talk about, there's almost an infinite number of things you could talk about and how you could talk about them. So just that very selection process
Gotta get myself
to write a little, you know, 2-page article or to create a 10-minute video, that right there is not neutral, right? Because you're making a judgment call about which content to include. Even if you're trying to present it in a neutral way, you're still choosing to talk about one topic over another.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
Yeah, no, it's not even shadow ban. They will explicitly ban you for talking about certain topics over others. But yeah, that's, again, that's not intended to be political. It's for just certain kinds of content. Right? Like, you can't monetize if you're talking about... I think if you show or talk about firearms or something like that. But there's probably some kind of law about that. It just... And that's not intended to be anti-conservative. It's just... The channels that are going to talk about firearms more tend to be more conservative. But I think it's about the firearms themselves. So it's like, yeah, there might be some topics that are just sort of... There's some ways of creating content that get identified as being right or left, but it's the type of content.
Magic.
More so than the politics of it, I think. Yeah, I mean, there have been some explicit bans on Twitter and YouTube. I mean, obviously Trump was banned on Twitter. People could say that was political, right? I don't remember what the reasoning was. I think it was like inciting violence or misinformation or something like that, though. And I'm sure if you probably looked at like headline,
They've never seen moves
like big name people that have been banned. Oh my god, the Sona got me with her fadeaway shot. Then it probably is more conservative people. But again, I don't think that's necessarily because they're conservative. I think it's just they're creating a kind of content that YouTube doesn't want to be affiliated with. And part of that is the monetization that it comes back, right? It's like ad agencies and stuff like that. It makes it very difficult for them to monetize it. You know, like if you take someone like Alex Jones, for example, right? Who is
totally forgot my
identifies as conservative, but saying stuff like Sandy Hook was a hoax you know, Coca-Cola doesn't want to be affiliated with a video like that. And people could start boycotting YouTube and things like that because of that as well. And I would say, like, most conservatives probably don't agree with that stance, right? But the fact that he identifies as conservative is irrelevant. Like, he could identify as far left, right? But if you make that kind of narrative that's going to hurt their bottom line, then they're probably going to ban. And, I mean, they've got, like, they have rules and, like, you got to remember, they are private companies, though, too. So, like, in theory, they can do whatever the hell they want.
So fine, I gotta kiss myself.
Even if it was just they don't like you, they can still just ban you for whatever reason. But they want to keep as many people on their platform as they can that are abiding by the rules that they have, which is primarily aimed at not pissing off their customers, right? The companies that do ads on the channel.
I do not wish to kill the middle.
I mean, maybe liberal people are just more likely to boycott or something. I mean, it could just come down to that. That they'd rather, you know, possibly piss off conservative people than liberal people with kind of the decision making. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot that goes into it, but it's really complex. But I think at its core, Google, Twitter, YouTube, all this stuff, they're a company and they care about making money. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just kind of splitting hairs. I mean, like, I see what you're saying. They do disproportionately ban conservative people, probably. But I would just say that it's more likely that it violates their policies that they have in place to maximize their money. But again, I'm not 100% that's true, but that's kind of the sense that I get.
This looks like another dangerous situation. Thanks.
Is that it's not necessarily because they don't like conservative people, that it's like some kind of agenda. It's just they're not going to make as much money if they let that content fly because they're going to get boycotted.
There's wildness in the bees and the flowers. It's just a fury humans don't see.
But again, that's like a huge sweeping generalization.
Shut down.
I am a chronic line stepper.
Yeah. Alright, can we get... So yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. It's just depending on how you're interpreting it. I tend to think they're more about the money than the political agenda, but there's a lot of overlap, so...
It don't get out of control. It ain't hard.
Oh god. So bad for us. Absolute catastrophe.
Catch me.
Your turret
Yeah, I
has
think
been
that could be a like a really shadowy part of it too. I think
I'm
Turbo
offended by
Titan. I
how
think
little
you're right. I hadn't really thought of that too much till I said it, but that, like, it could definitely be that the left is much more willing or better at organizing, boycotting,
Your turret has been destroyed.
or at least kind of like critiquing brands, calling them out, creating a negative narrative around it. Shin.
This is so ridiculous. Just dying.
It's just like the Shin is just kind of always there. And we just don't ever have, we're just always outnumbered. Like, Kaisa was bottom during that last fight where we all got annihilated. Now, Renekton and Kaisa were both bottom for that. And it's like, Shyvana is just worthless. Like, AD Shyvana, especially when she doesn't have form, just doesn't do anything. It is a hard game.
I'm here. I'm gone. I am so gone.
I mean, that kind of is the power of rhetoric, though, too, right? Because a lot of people in the humanities, like higher education especially,
I'm free.
are just going to have better training at writing. Writing, communicating.
Shut down.
And so they're going to be able to craft better narratives. So that's going to lead to, like, more effective boycotts. That'd be an interesting, like, paper, you know, to write. Like, article to try to research and publish on. Hey, thanks, Prophet. I appreciate it. That's the power of communication, man. The power of humanities. Yeah, Renekton does fall off.
Love is supposed to hurt. Ecstasy. They ain't gonna move like
Or at least, like, create an anti-boycott narrative, man. Gotta stop hating on that critical thinking and start picking it up.
I got a cause.
Or hating on the humanities, I should say.
That's who
Nice. That didn't see my ward. Okay, good. Sona doesn't have Moonstone.
mankind is blind. I want them to see. It's a revolution.
So I'm not going to be penalized as much for not getting Grievous. Incoming. I mean, we can't pressure anything else on the map right now. Yeah, she's probably dead too. Yeah, we gotta... It's bad. We're gonna die, man.
Enemy double kill.
They're gonna run down and kill everybody.
I need my love to hurt. I need the world to be scary.
Renekton gets caught and
apologize for
dies.
it. I feel good.
Oh my god, Kaisa took inspiration. That's why I got caught 1v4 in the top lane. I was pushed up the tower with no vision when Baron's alive. Who would have ever thought they could go top lane and kill me? Must have been that Kaisa with the inspiration tree. It's like, come on, man. Yeah, it's probably not ideal Kaisa runes. That has no
Take it serious. That's why it's the truth.
like meaningful bearing on why we're losing this game. Without offending a segment. Oh, abortion law. Yeah, let's not go into that one. That is probably one of the harder things. We're just outscaled, right? That's one where I'm not sure if there's too much, like, productive we can talk about. Because at the end of the day, it's really just, for a lot of people, it's either a metaphysical... It just comes down to, like, how are you defining life and what's the responsibility to life? Like, there's not a lot of middle ground. Exactly, Ben. No, that's a fair question to ask, but we'll probably sidestep that one. Okay. Well, can't win them all. That one we just kind of got rolled over everywhere, and Renekton's just kind of worthless late game, and Shyvana can be good, but it's pretty situational.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one. See ya. Okay, well, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. Great conversations tonight. We'll try to keep winning next time. And have a good one. I'll see you. See you tomorrow around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.